Okay, thank you everyone for coming. We're going to have a talk about sleep, and I'm going to be first of all, I'm going to quote from Dr. William Dement. He's the man who actually recognized REM sleep at Stanford University first in 1957, and he says that the only sleep is the closest thing we have towards death, and that the only difference between sleep and being unconscious is reversal. You reverse sleep, and you can't reverse it if you're in a coma. So. I'm going to be talking about sleep, and my credentials are that I'm a board-certified sleep technologist with the American Academy of Sleep Medicine, and I'm board-certified polysomnographic technologist with the American Academy of Sleep Technologists. And I've been so for 23 years, and I've worked in sleep for 23 years. So I'm going to start, and I'm going to talk about the 4 stages of sleep. There's 4 different stages of sleep that we need each night to make us feel refreshed in the morning. And stage 1 is a light stage of sleep where you don't even know if you're asleep or awake. You might be in a meeting, a boring meeting or church, and drop your pencil and you startle. That's stage 1. Your thoughts start to drift and they're like mini dreams. We don't want much of that sleep. That's just between, it's a transitional stage that takes you from wake to sleep. And that's only supposed to be 5% of the night. Then we have stage 2 sleep, and that's just normal plain sleep, and that's 45 to 50% of the night. And you're not dreaming or anything like that, you're just sleeping, and that's stage 2. Then we have slow wave sleep, and that's stage 3, 20 to 25% of the night, and that is when your brain waves slow down, really slow, and that's why they call it slow wave. In that stage of sleep, you're unable to arouse unless somebody comes over and physically arouses you or calls to you. You might hear a fire truck outside, and somebody might say there was a fire last night, and you say, oh, I didn't hear it. Normally you were in slow wave sleep, because it's normally when you first go to sleep in the first 30 minutes, and you don't hear outside stimulus. So you think, oh, I just fell asleep, how did I miss that? But people do sleepwalking, sleep talking, all kinds of parasomnias also come out of slow wave sleep. Nocturnal binge eating, all those things come out of slow wave sleep. That sleep, the growth hormone is released, so children need to have it. REM sleep, there's different functions and different things that happen that you need to have REM sleep. So REM sleep and slow wave are the 2 most important. They're refreshing, they're rejuvenating, and if you are without those stages of sleep, you can wake up and you can sleep, and you can continue to sleep, and you're still going to feel tired when you wake up in the morning. So, and what is fatigue? We're going to talk about fatigue in the workplace. And the fatigue is the state of feeling sleepy. When you're sitting and you're just feeling like you're tired, you're weary, you have a lack of energy, and you just feel sleepy. And it's a little different than being physically tired when you've played ball, you've done something physical, and you're just really tired. Fatigue is when you just feel like you're just weary and you're just sleepy. And when you don't sleep properly at night, you have fatigue during the day, so you feel fatigued. There's different types of jobs that will cause you, decision makers have a bigger problem with fatigue. They sit at their desk all day and they're making decisions, and they have a stronger tendency to be fatigued in the workplace than workers who are actually out there working and doing physical jobs, as you could probably understand that. And there's a lot of accidents that happen, air traffic control, the 3 Mile Island and Valdez, and all these accidents that happen during the middle of the night, on the night shift for the midnight shift workers, and a lot of that is caused by fatigue. And that's why the importance of how you sleep at night is very important to how well that you can perform during the next day. Truck drivers, they get fatigued and they fall asleep and they are in accidents. Anybody who's tired behind the wheel has the same chance of having an accident, or some studies in the National Sleep Foundation say it's even higher to get into a car wreck than those who are having alcohol, who are over the alcohol limit. So, and another thing, and then how much sleep, people say, how much sleep do we need? We say between 7 and 8 hours. There are short sleepers. President Clinton used to say he only needed 5 hours of sleep. If you only need 5 hours of sleep and you don't feel tired during the day and you're at your top performance during the day and you can sleep on 5 hours, good for you, and you're a short sleeper. There are also long sleepers who need 9 to 10 hours of sleep today to feel like they're doing well and to feel like they're refreshed and to feel like they can function all day. They need more sleep. we refer to them as long sleepers. But the average amount of sleep is 7 to 8 hours that a person needs to sleep a night to feel refreshed during the day. There are studies that are reported right now in the Principles and Practices of Sleep Medicine, and in the Sleep Journal there's been several articles about the mortality being higher in people who sleep longer. So if you're a 7 to 8 hour sleeper and that's all you need, and then you end up sleeping more, that the mortality rate is actually higher. That sounds hard for me to believe since I like to sleep, but they are the studies in the last 2 or 3 years. You get a sleep debt when you deprive yourself from sleep, and so it's like if you're supposed to be sleeping 7 hours, you sleep 4, 5. College students do, high school students, they stay up, and then they just keep it accumulates just like a debt you have in the bank. So you're really sleep deprived, and those are when we get into hazards and we get into problems with our workplace, with our studies. We start falling asleep, with driving, and so you don't want to accumulate a sleep debt, but you can chip it away. People say you can't regain sleep. You really don't go back and regain sleep, but any chance you get, we like naps, we like power naps. Power nap, we only like naps to 15 to 20 minutes because then you don't go into slow wave sleep in the REM and you wake up in inertia state, which makes you feel worse than you did before you went to bed. So that's sleep inertia. So we like 15 to 20 minute power naps. There's 3 types of naps. Naps that you prepare for. I'm going to be up late tonight, so I'm going to take a nap before I go. A nap that is called an emergency nap. I'm going to have to clean out the garage, and I'm exhausted. I have to take a nap before I do it. And a scheduled nap. President Bush, different people take scheduled naps, where between 2 and 2:30 every day they take a nap, which and siestas in Mexico and different countries, and we're all about naps in the sleep world. So there are some things to make you have a good night's sleep, or to make sure that your sleep is better, from the American Academy of Sleep. And sleep is really only for beds. You're supposed to go to bed when you're tired. People go and they read, they do their bills, they do all kinds of things, and really that shouldn't be. You should go to sleep when you want to go to sleep. You should go to bed when you want to go to sleep. We're not big on pets in the bed or TVs in the room, because you should go to bed. Now, people that don't have sleep insomnia, they don't have problems sleeping, they can sleep through TVs, but still does interrupt your sleep. Also, we want you to exercise, and we want you to eat right, but we don't want you to exercise up to 3 hours before you go to bed. No caffeine, in the evening time before you go to bed. We like when you go have sleep rituals. You take a bath, you do your prayers or whatever that you do the same thing every night. We like you to go to bed at the same time every night, not to have your bedtimes fluctuating, because it makes it hard to go to sleep, and your sleep's all irregular, making you fatigued and tired during the day. We don't like you to go to bed hungry. Hunger does wake you up, and we don't like you to go to bed real full either, or spicy foods or anything like that. So a light snack is good. We also like your temperature. People don't realize, but the temperature of your room is very important. They say that the hot wakes you more than the cold. I personally get up if I'm cold as well. So your temperature is supposed to be nice, that you would like that you're comfortable to sleep in. And also no lights. We like the lights to be off and the house to be quiet. Those environmental factors are very important in the quality of sleep that you get at night. And there are sleep disorders, that sleep apnea that's recognized, periodic limb movement disorder, and different things that interrupt your sleep and keep you from getting slow wave sleep and REM sleep, that actually will interrupt your sleep and cause you not to have good sleep no matter how long you sleep. So you can sleep 12 hours, 24 hours, you can sleep forever with sleep apnea. You're still going to be tired. And that's a whole nother talk. But, periodic limb movements, you can have 1,000 of them a night. You can sleep forever. And you keep having those limb movements that are arousing you. You're in stage 1 sleep, sometimes stage 2 if you're lucky, the whole night. So no matter how much you sleep, you're going to be exhausted. And that is going to cause you to be fatigued, which also has something on your temperament. People get short. That's one of your temper gets short, your emotions are different. You'll cry so much easier, or get angry so much easier if you're exhausted. And we've all experienced that. You have a tendency to forget where you put your keys, and your mind becomes dysfunctional, and you just become more disorganized, and things like that will actually be what we see in people with sleep apnea and sleep disorders and people who don't sleep well. You cannot retain whatever you read, it leaves you, so your cognitive skills aren't there. Your reflexes aren't what they should be. So there's so many things that affect your a good night's sleep. So in closing, I would like to say that the quality of your sleep the quality of sleep at night has a direct effect on the quality of your performance during the day. So we want to make sure that you're all getting a good night's sleep and sleeping well so that you can function at your best the next day. And if everybody could wave so we could know that we're here. Or Amy, could you turn it around so we could see the people? Yeah. Okay, thank you. Thank you for coming.